oppressor. An oppressor never wants anything good to come out of your life. In fact, an oppressor wants constant retrogression in your life. An oppressor doesn't believe anything great can come out of your life. An oppressor wants to constantly ruin your life because they believe that their path to success is when they pull you down. Society is filled with a lot of these oppressors. And the truth is, these oppressors reign supreme in every area of our lives. Some of you, your oppressor might be your spouse. Some of you, your oppressor might be your leaders. Some of you, your oppressor might be your parents. What these people do is they are constantly antagonistic towards your future. What they do is to take the best of you and turn it into the worst of you. Your oppressor will not be happy if doors open unto you. Your oppressor might come in many forms. Let's say your oppressor come in form of your wife. What are some of the things she'll be doing? She'll be abusing you. Any little fight, she will turn it over and turn it on you. She will say you are the cause for everything that happens to her. That's a wife that will become an oppressor, or a husband. She will manipulate you. Anything that wants to bring about your growth, she will take it away from you. She will frustrate you. She will fight you. She will be the one to send all sorts of dirty messages to you. To her, you can never do well. There are some people, you are married to your oppressor. In the next 5 years, you will know that who you married is not your eventual wife. Some of you, you've not had the courage to divorce your oppressor. In fact, you are quoting Bible that God said we should not divorce. Time to come, you will know that that person you have to let go. Some of you, when you are married to your oppressor, she will sleep with your best friend. She will sleep with your best friend. She will gaslight you into being understanding that is your fault. There is never anything you will do right in her eyes. She will manipulate you. She will gaslight you. She will make you see that it's your fault for everything. Another thing an oppressive spouse will do is that they will turn your children against you. The children you labor so hard for to pay their school fees, they will be the one to turn your children against you. You might be in that situation now listening to me, that your spouse, your husband or wife has turned the children against you. That's what an oppressive spouse will do. Another thing an oppressive spouse will do is they will use you. At first, you will think it's love, that because you love them, that's why you're doing everything, not knowing that they are using you. An oppressive spouse will be selfish towards you. Your money is sweet to spend, but their money is never good to spend on you. So be careful. Two people might be in a relationship. It is for two people that genuinely love each other to spend on each other. When the woman is telling you, be a man, and she earns money, but she doesn't want to spend on you, she'll never spend on you. She has become an oppressive spouse. The day you don't have money to spend, she will forget all the things you have done for her. No matter how much you spend, she will remind you of what your friends are doing outside and tell you that your friends are spending better for you. An oppressive spouse will always make comparisons. They don't have appreciation in their dictionary. When you are with them, you will run a rat race till you die. There are some people that the beginning of their bondage in life was their marriage. The beginning of their bondage in life was their marriage. The day they married, they got in bondage. There are some people, the beginning of their liberation in life will be the day they will walk out of their marriage. I'm not saying this because I don't believe in the sanctity of marriage, but I also believe that people make mistakes in marriage. And when you are with an oppressive spouse, there is no need to die in there rather than take decisions. Because the gamut of religion has destroyed the perspective of people. When they say, oh, yes, God hates divorce. Yes, God hates divorce. But God does not also want you to die when you have an oppressive spouse. An oppressive spouse will use the things you say against you. So when you can't trust them enough to even say things to them, then you know you have an oppressive spouse. Everything you say, they use it against you. Things you told them in confidence, they use it against you. I'm talking to somebody listening to the sound of my voice this morning on this Impact series, that you might not have the capacity to let go now because you really love them so much. But I pray God will give you the enablement and the capacity someday soon. So, an oppressive spouse will pull you down. Another trait I want to talk about is an oppressive leader. An oppressive leader will never give you opportunities to grow. An oppressive leader always think of ways to pull you down. An oppressive leader does never want you to be better than your yesterday. So what are the things an oppressive leader will do? An oppressive leader will lie against you. If he's a politician, he will lie to the people. That's why you see that most politicians will lie that they have fixed the road and they have not fixed the road. You see some of these politicians, they call and they say they are doing commissioning. They will show one part that they've completed. The other part that they've not completed, they will never complete it. And they will claim that they have commissioned the project. An oppressive leader will never complete a project. Rather, they will steal the money of the project and think that when they use the money and they manipulate people, that life is always about their own best interest. So an oppressive leader will never complete projects. An oppressive leader will never do any project that will be for the benefit of humanity. All they do is to give you handouts when it's election time. Rather to set up factories and industry where you can benefit, they are not going to do it. Look at what's happening in Ondo now. They are giving people rice. If your life was better, people will not need to give you rice. An oppressive leader will never teach you how to be able to be self-independent for you to be able to purchase your own rice. An oppressive leader will never ensure that the hospitals work. An oppressive leader will perpetually keep the followers in poverty because he needs them to be poor so that 10,000 naira will mean a lot to them in the next election cycle. And that's what an oppressive leader does. An oppressive leader will never think of the future of generations yet unborn. They are always stealing. An oppressive leader will set up his own company to be able to collect contracts from the states. Tax contracts and all sorts of contracts. That's what an oppressive leader does so well. An oppressive leader will set up his own construction company and put all the contracts to himself and never complete the contracts. An oppressive leader will manipulate you to the extent that you will always come back to him. There was something done by Joseph Stalin once that he denied the chicken of food. And what he did in the end was pull out the feathers of the chicken and still gave the chicken food, and the chicken still came to eat. So an oppressive leader will take away what belongs to you and will give you back in piecemeal and tell you they are doing you a favor. An oppressive leader will toil your destiny and your future. The cost at which you are buying things will definitely be heightened. And your resource will not be able to take you anywhere. But they will still say they are doing you a favor. An oppressive leader will gaslight you based on tribe and religion. They will tell you that if you do not vote them in based on tribe and religion, that you have gone against your tribal code. This same tribal code that they manipulate with you with has never brought you any level of prosperity in your life. An oppressive leader will sit tight in power, like power is made for them alone. They never want to leave the four walls of power. The power that belongs to you will be used for them and their children. In fact, an oppressive leader will make you a servant to their generations yet unborn. They manipulate your mindsets because they know you have nothing. They sow the seed of poverty and enmity. But you will see that they are united, irrespective of their lines, their tribal lines. For them, it's only about their interests. An oppressive leader will use the problems they have caused against society and use it to destroy society. For an oppressive leader, there's always something involved for them. The so-called charity they say they are doing is to be able to manipulate your future and your destiny. So when they give you things, it's not because they truly care, it's because of what is the needs for them. An oppressive leader will hijack every form of society. They will hijack at first every parameter of government. At first, the judiciary. They will hijack the executive. They will hijack the legislation. They will hijack every part of government. An oppressive leader will propagate a nativist theory and a nativist agenda. An oppressive leader will deceive a lot of people. An oppressive leader will go and manipulate court cases against them and lie to the people. Because see, you might be an oppressive leader and you've been able to manipulate the people so much and have a lot of following. It doesn't mean you're a good person. An oppressive leader is a manipulator par excellence. An oppressive leader will lie that they believe in God and believe in the Bible, but they're having affairs with all sorts of prostitutes. An oppressive leader is a liar and is one that divides people. An oppressive leader is a manipulator in chief. An oppressive leader will lie and deceive people in the name of religion. And many religious people will fall for the deceit. And you will see them by their works. They're everywhere, deceiving generations yet unborn. How to counter oppressive people? Number one, monitor their actions carefully. Number two, do not fall for their charm, because they are very charming. But look at it truly. Number three, we must build a society that empowers its people. How do we empower our people? Because oppressive leaders will never want to empower their people. What oppressive leaders will do is that they will put their cronies in every position of power, in every area of society, to be able to take full control of power. So you must be able to track them and speak up against them. Another thing oppressive leaders will do is that they would like to shut you down. How do they shut you down? The very first way they shut you down is to blackmail you when you speak against them, because they don't want to hear the truth. Obviously, oppressive leaders will pay hungry people to speak for them. As long as there's money, they will get people to speak for them. And those people want to shut you down. Also, you must know the truth for yourself. And you need God for discernment. There are some marriages with oppressive people you have to leave. I don't know who I'm talking to this morning. But when you check your life before you marry that man or woman, you've seen your damnation. Marriage is not supposed to be a sentence to death. It's supposed to be a sentence to life and prosperity and happiness. But when you are with an oppressive person, it's a sentence to eternal damnation for you. Some people you need to walk away from. And please, when you are going to walk away, just walk away. Do not notify them that you're going to walk away. That's another way to deal with oppressive people, because if you notify them, they're going to manipulate you. They're going to manipulate you. In fact, they're going to look for any form of means to manipulate. Even when you leave them, they will also manipulate you. They'll scandalize you. Oppressive leaders and people are narcissists in nature. Zero 0818 099 1991. 0818 099 1991. Is that the phone lines to call us up this morning? Hello, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Morning, God bless you.
Yeah, it's me, Manjel Pharmaceutical, calling from Abuja.
Manjel Pharmaceutical, how far?
We thank God, my brother. Thank you very much.
Manjel Pharmaceutical, icon of Hope Foundation, is the man that has been trying to do the outreach that we're supporting here for the prison warders. How much more have you got to know?
Well, nothing yet anyway, but we have booked an appointment by next week Saturday. We'll be visiting Sledger prison.
Very good. Just go and do it with anything you have. Just go and do it. Stop waiting. Just go and do it. After doing it, send me pictures. Let's promote the pictures and let's see what will happen for the next one.
Yes.
Just go and do it.
Book an appointment by Saturday.
Yes. Any small thing you have, give there. As long as you've done the outreach.
Yes.
And God will bless you. God will make it grand for you. As you go to reach out to prisoners, God will help you. Hello? Oh, we lost that. Call us up 0818 099 1991. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning, great to have you. What's your name? Okay, talk to me, my brother. Yes, I'm with you.
In fact, I was able to tune the station now and listen to your program. Very happy. Very delighted. In fact, I've learned a lot today. I don't go to church, but with this one I hear now, I'm really confused. I'm happy. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, it's Steve Major Pharmaceutical.
As you were saying, my brother, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So perhaps if there are any other people who are interested to support us, we appreciate it as well.
No wahala. I've publicized that thing enough. If they don't come through, just go ahead and do your outreach.
Yes.
That's just it.
So
That's just it. You know, in this charity ministry, I've learned to go how God leads me. There are many things I do. I don't even bother to ask anybody for anything. There are many things I shoulder by myself, and I said, just go ahead and do it within my capacity. And it's God that makes it grand at the end. So just be a man of faith. It is well. Hello, how are you?
Good morning, sir.
Morning, great to have you.
Yes, sir. This is Mr. Monday.
Mr. Monday, where are you calling from?
From Agege. Good morning, sir.
God bless you.
I really love your teaching this morning because the oppressor is everywhere. In short, I'm really blessed today. Because so many people now, like me, I'm looking forward to see a good helper. But oppressor is too much everywhere. And our mind, like Africa, is full of, our mindset is full of witchcraft. Like God help us. Like I'm looking for help. Like I don't know how to do it. I don't know who to tell. I'll just believe in my God.
It is well. God will meet you at the point of your need. It is well. Do not lose hope. Hello.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Morning, ma. How are you?
I'm fine. This is Mama Esho from US.
Mama Esho, great to have you. God bless you.
Yeah, from you, Mommy Staff.
Yeah.
Yes, today's topic is the definition of who we are right now in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And for us, to build a new Nigeria, every one of us has to take stock of ourselves, to change our mindset. Because one way or the other, we oppress each other for no reason. For no reason. So like leaders, like rulers, like followers. When we point our finger to the federal government, the government, the local government, the House of Reps and House of Senate, we should also look at ourselves individually in our small house, in our kitchen, in our living room. What do we do to people? How do we treat each other? Because that is what has formed our society today. And it is a big mess. So as we all want a new Nigeria, let's stop of ourselves.
Thank you so much.
I heard a story about 2 weeks ago. A young man who has served his master for 7 years as advocate. And when he finished 7 years, time to pay, the master refused to pay. And the person by himself. So to that master, what is your pay? Describe a young man who spent 7 years as advocate to serve and learn under your foot. In most cases, when you trace it, you find out they are in church.
Okay, Mama Echo, you need to start wrapping up. You know, we have other callers too. But I get your point. Thank you so much, Mama Echo.
So please, Nigeria,
Thank
all
you.
of us have to take talk.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Great to have you.
Mouthpiece of people, good morning.
Morning, yeah.
My name is Rufai. I'm calling from Oppressor.
Okay, go ahead.
Well done, yeah. What you just said is
Hello? Hello? Hello?
can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, yeah.
So your message this one is just exactly what we are passing through under this administration. But my question is this, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, my question is this. How can we now, because this is like a state capture right now, how can we come out and reclaim our country? Because we can't be waiting, we can't be talking and waiting for 2027.
At first, you must work on the mindsets. Now, the first way to reclaim our country, you must work on the mindsets of Nigerians. The mindset that doesn't make Nigerians vote, that say my vote will not count. We must work on that. Secondly, we must disabuse our minds from tribal and religious politics. Once we do those two, and you start to tell Nigerians and their mindset that it's possible, then they will have that courage to be able to stand tall and do the needful on different election days. But if you don't disabuse their mind, forget it. Look at this last election that we keep talking about. A lot of people didn't still come out to vote because they just felt that nothing will happen. In fact, do you know that about just less than 30-35% of Nigerians voted in this last election? Those on the voters register, on the register. So Nigerians don't still believe that their vote can change the country. There are a lot of many people that are listening to me today that they've not voted in the last 5-10 years. They don't believe their vote can change the country. And they keep removing themselves from the system. So, and that's why these oppressors get the chance to manipulate.
But don't you think something needs to be done about that? Because even if
I tell people, if more people come out to vote, it becomes harder to rig. If more people come out to vote, it becomes harder to rig. If more people come out to vote, it becomes harder to rig. I'm not saying the umpire is not a problem. They are the big problem. But when more people coming out to vote, it becomes harder to rig. Do your part first. That's what I keep telling people. Do your part first. Don't say because I've been disappointed in the past and nothing is going to happen, I'm going to sit down. You are becoming part of the problem. Hello. 0818 099 1991. I'm not saying the umpire doesn't have problems, but if more people come out to vote, it becomes harder to read. Hello, how are you?
yeah, good morning.
Great to have you.
Yeah, my calling back. Yes, Mayor Professor calling back.
Yeah.
This vote of the king, you are preaching all this morning. Yes, I agree with you. But at the end of the day, the court will have the final say. That is the problem. The court will have the final say.
If more people come out to vote and elections are won cleanly, it will be hard for cases to be transported to the courts. That's just it. Do your part first. I'm not saying the courts do not have the final say, but do your part. You cannot shirk your responsibility and expect other people not to take it away from you. Do your part. Come out and vote.
Number 4, because number 1, we are helpless. What can we do? If you protest, you will have a prison. If you make noise, you will be arrested. So we are helpless.
So because you are helpless, does it mean you should sit down and do nothing? Does it mean you should sit down and do nothing?
If you protest, you are eligible for prison. Who will pay you?
Does it mean you should...
Who for you?
Hang on a minute. Does it mean you should sit down and do nothing? And do nothing? My brother, shouting is not taking action. Shouting without taking action is a form of cowardice. Take action. That's justice. Take action.
I heard you.
So if you are helpless, does it mean you should sit down in your house and keep saying we are helpless while the oppressors continue to oppress you? We are helpless. At least let it be on record that you came out to do something about that helplessness.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the encouragement.
It is well. Hello.
Hello.
Great to have you.
Good morning, sir. Mr. Singh.
Yeah.
I would like to choose, sir.
Good.
Yes, speaking with Comrade Abbas Kauri.
Okay.
Once again, Kauri here in Latvia. I just woke up this morning. I turned off my television. I saw you online.
Okay.
I don't know what you are discussing on, but I choose to call you to make empathy about empower the beneficiary. Do you want the beneficiary?
Yes. Empower beneficiary. They've not still paid you people.
Yes.
When last did they pay you people? Give me the details.
It was September last year.
September last year.
Yes.
Okay. I'll take it up and I'll keep advocating.
Hello?
I said I'll take it up and I'll keep advocating. How much do they pay you people every month?
Yes, that's 30,000.
So they've not paid you since September last year.
Yes, since September last year.
Okay.
They work for a year and then we pay for 4 months. The remaining 9-12 months extended, they have not paid.
Okay, no problem.
Yes.
I'll take that upon myself. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, God bless you, sir.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yeah, my name is, I'm coming from Atlanta. My name is Ahmed.
Yes, Ahmed.
Yes, sir. I just love your program this one. I've been listening since and I learned a lot from it. God bless you. Thank you for the conversation.
Thank you.
All right, sir.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You see, your oppressors will always have different forces. Like I told you before, they'll buy legal system. Electoral umpire, you will see, probably will be unfair. But you do not say because of that, you do not do your own part. What is your own part? Coming out to vote. In the last election cycle, Nigerians too didn't come out to vote. The numbers were very low. If you troop out and defy the violence,
Hello.
then you'll see the result of the things you've done. Hello, how are you?
Fine, good morning.
Morning, yeah.
I am Michael. I'm calling from Lagos.
Lagos is a big city.
Yes. Mr. Rufai, I don't know you are a pastor.
Your specific location in Lagos.
Okay, I'm in Oba.
Okay, go ahead.
So, what if you have an oppressor and your oppressor fell sick? Can you go and check on him?
If you have an oppressor
Yes.
and the oppressor falls ill,
Where?
you can call to check on him and wish him well.
What if at that point he gets you again?
When you call to wish him well.
They can get you by calling.
No, if you know it's going to get you by calling, then don't call. There's no point.
All right, so thank you, sir.
Yeah, there's no point. There's no point. Because you too, you need to save yourself. That's just it. So, if you now say, I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to be there. No, nothing is going to happen. You have to do your own part. Hello, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Great to have you, morning.
Yeah, it's me.
Where are you calling from, sir?
From Satellite Town.
Good to have you. Bless you.
Yes. And you mentioned a great attribute of an oppressive leader.
Yes.
I want to add to it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, an oppressive leader is a hater of creatives. It's a pocketer of institutions. They manipulated the institutions. They manipulated the destiny of the people, the freedom of the people. They do all sorts of things to make sure that the people and the nation they are governing does not prosper under their watch.
Yes.
They pursue everything they do. The end game is their personal interest.
Yes.
But they will come out in the open to pretend and lie to the people that it is the national or the nation interest or what the people interest.
Yes.
Even when God did not call them, they will say God called them to
Yes.
something.
They will lie on God. They lie on God. They use religion and try a lot.
They are definitely, they are mandates, the pillars. They take people, they steal people mandates, and they ask them to go to hell for
Yes.
all they care. They manipulated, exploited the institution. Please, the institution, this institution, the judiciary, the security agencies, INEC, is what Nigeria should focus on their attention towards against 2027. If these three institutions, even the traditional institutions, they have to be put on check. And this highly incident of, frequent politicalization of a judiciary. The judiciary is a major problem in this country after INEC. So something has to be done urgently if we must have hope of change of leadership or the political party or the oppressor of the people. Because if you oppress the people, you oppress their destiny, their destiny will not come to pass.
Yes.
Because it will not say that the devil you are talking about is the people that they don't have the people interest. They are the devil. The Satan you are talking about is not the spirit, it's people that you mingle associated with. So we should do something urgent possible if we must have things change.
Thank you so much.
This is my last time that I will listen to your radio for this year because I'll be traveling to my state, Cross State, because I have some issues there to attend to.
No, you can tune in every part. You can join me, Rufai Oseni, on Instagram.
I'm a political scientist, a political studies planner. So since I'm not flourishing here, because they will not give you the chance, they will tell you to go to your local government, go to your state.
No, you can join us anywhere in the world. Anywhere. We are on YouTube, VOP 90.3.
To meet because there's some political issue that I wanted to discuss, but you said no problem. I'll be listening as you said, from by whatever means.
You said you wanted to discuss what?
Some political issues towards 2027. I'm a political strategist and a council mobilizer. I know if to remove this government in 2027, they don't have the power to.
Don't worry. See, what you do is we have political programs all through the week. Yeah, you can call into any one of them and share your thoughts. It's still on this station. Just listen.
In the morning and 10 o'clock.
So just listen through there. You can call into that one and even say they should bring you up on air and you come and share your thoughts. It's media for everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hello, how are you?
Yes, it's Mr. Monday calling back. Sorry, I want to.
You've spoken before now. No, let's allow others speak. Thank you. Also, let me now tell you something, how the oppressed mind behave. The oppressed mind never thinks an oppression will end. That's why most of the people that are shouting hunger now, that are suffering, once you give them 10,000 in the next election, they will be the first to vote your oppressors. Yes. Have you ever wondered why Bob Nestor Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery? None but ourselves can free our minds. You need to be able to emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Because the oppressed mind is not an emancipated mind. I said, once the same person that have been oppressing them for so many years brings 10,000 naira in the next election, they will be the first to vote. And most Nigerians will still make that mistake in the next election. All of those that are calling today and saying hunger, hunger, they will be the ones to vote for the oppressors. I'm prophesying it and it's going to be true because that's the way an oppressed man works. Hello, how are you?
Good morning, sir.
Morning, what's your name?
My name is Chris. I'm calling from Abuja area of Lagos.
Great to have you.
Thank you, sir. In fact, it's my first time to call you. I've heard you this very morning, and I thank God for connecting me with you this morning. My family members is under oppressiveness of a particular man. In fact, since January, five of them has been in prison just for one man accusation. So God helping, two have been released, but they refuse to grant bail to the remaining three. Since January, my family members, they have been there suffering. Every day will continue. So I don't know how you help me.
Okay, call your number out. Let's see if a lawyer can be interested in your case.
All right.
Call your number out. Please, we want any lawyer listening to us. So please call this man once he calls the number out.
Okay. I have, there is a lawyer that is on the case from that time, sir.
So let him finish the work now.
The judge and the accuser, in fact, they have made everything difficult for us.
No, let the lawyer finish his work.
Okay, sir.
Let the lawyer finish his work. If you have a lawyer. Hello, how are you? Empower, please pay Empower money. We are talking about that. A lot of people are shouting about Empower. Hello, how are you? Please pay Empower money. I'm also going to amplify that on many other platforms. As we wrap up today, may God liberate you from your oppressor, and may he make his face shine over you. I've got 2 sermons coming up. There's a series now that a friend of mine, Franca, does. She's a cancer survivor, where she talks about life issues. I'll play part of that. Then I also play something from Lumumba this Sunday morning. I'd like to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you for joining us. And I pray that the liberation of God is assured over you in Jesus' name. Amen. God bless you. I appreciate each and every one of you.
Hello everyone, welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we discuss everything relationship. I'm your host, Franca. On today's show, we'll be discussing the power of friendship, what builds lasting bond, and I have with me Seyi Elisomi, who is a creative director with art, Uju Iwuchukwu, a lawyer and HR professional. Please note that you can share your story with us via WhatsApp 081-9038-4633 or join us through our conversation on 070-2500-7749 or 070-1424-2420. Sheyi, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Franca, for inviting me. I feel so honored to be here.
Uju, hello, Uju.
Franca, hello, Sheyi.
Hi, Uju.
Can you hear me?
Very well.
Uju, how are you doing?
Oh, okay. I'm good. Thank you. And you?
We're good. We're trying to be cool here. How's the weather where you are right now?
Be.
How is the weather where you are?
Not too cool. Just okay. It's getting a bit cold. It's fall now, so not too cold, not too hot. So just perfect.
Okay. Okay, so today we're discussing friendship and how to build lasting bonds. Sheyi, what do you think about this? Before we continue, our last episode was amazing. And we had friends who said, you know what, on this next episode, we should pop some champagne.
Okay.
So, Sheyi, you are the one who's going to do us that honors. So while we're conversating, when we're having this very lovely conversation, we'll be sipping some good champagne. Uju, how are you going to join us for this one?
I wanted to ask, I'm not a party to the champagne drink, right? I can't drink virtually.
We'll Bluetooth it over.
Oh, you're a sharp guy.
It's fine.
So
what did Sheyi say? He will do what?
Sheyi said he's going to Bluetooth it to you.
Oh, okay. That will be something. Elon Musk hasn't gotten to that part yet. Bluetoothing drinks and food.
So Sheyi,
maybe in another 2 years
should we start
can
now?
have that.
Or now later we go start out?
I think we should probably try.
So we'll be bonding our relationship.
Yes,
our friendship.
A bottle of champagne.
So what we're discussing will be,
it
will just be.
It will be flowing.
It will just be Uju, Ijiya. It will just be flowing. It will just be coming. So Sheyi, before we start this conversation, let's calm our nerves.
No, I think you guys can go on
while you do what you need to do.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Heartlines will be right back.
And influences thoughts and actions.
If we say there is beauty in diversity, then let us embrace our diverse culture.
We must continue to courageously be the voice of transformation.
As we are the hope for the future, yesterday's conversation shaped today.
What are you saying to shape your tomorrow?
We know you have a lot to say, and we are here to hear you.
Life is made up of moments, some that lift us, others that break us. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we explore the beauty, the heartbreaks, and the incredible strength that every relationship brings into our lives. Friendship, marriages, partnerships, and everything in between.
Yes, say yes.
All the connections that shapes who we are today. Every week, we dive into the stories that define us. Stories of love, loss, heartbreaks, and healing. Real life stories from real people, just like you and I. Heartlines is where emotions meet understanding, and where we learn that we're never truly alone. Join me Mondays through Fridays at 9:30 p.m. for Heartlines, where we connect with every heart, one story at a time.
Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
Welcome back. Today's conversation is going to be amazing because I think it's something that would resonate with everybody. Discussing friendship, how to build lasting bonds is something that would resonate with every single person because I feel everybody has that friendship that's important. Everybody has that friendship that has gone bad one way or the other, be it marriage, family friendship, any kind of friendship, you know. So Sheyi, what do you think about friendship?
Personally, I think friendship is the foundation of human relationship.
Okay.
Because there's no man who is an island. We all have to lean on somebody at some point. We all have the need to have people around. We all need to be carried at some point in our lives. There's no man that can achieve it all. There's no man that has it all, and there's no man that is an island.
Okay.
We all, the human existence thrives on, relationship. Relationship is the building block of human existence because you have to rely on somebody at some point in your life to get things done, for support, for the basic things of life. Even life is not designed to be lived alone. We all have to, if somebody cultivates, somebody does the cooking, somebody does, it's a chain reaction. No man can boast of having to do everything. So I think friendship is the building block of human existence. It is something that we all innately crave for. And I feel like most people who don't value friendship are people who have been hurt and just decided to, give up on friendship. But finding lasting and long-lasting friendship is a good thing.
Yeah, so I've heard that the best friends you can have are the ones from secondary school, universities. You guys, friendship has lasted 20 years, tested and trusted. Those kind of things, people you guys grew together, that kind of friendship, when I don't see each other finish, things like that. But how do you build that bond that you are so sure that cannot break? How do you build that friendship that you can say, you know what, you beat your chest and say, this one, not sure for me?
So for me personally, I think every relationship takes time. The reason why people say friendship from way back are the best is because you've invested time into that kind of friendship. And time means that you become vulnerable. They've seen you in your lowest, they've seen you at your highest, So there's something that comes out of adversity. When people have seen you go through things in life, it kind of cements friendship. That's why they will say, when people want to banter, they will say, no be you where I see that time where you they cry, because that is what makes it thick. That is what makes friendship solid. When you've been there through the thick and thins of life, because life is never going to be a bed of roses. There'll be ups and downs. So you can get to that point where you can say, you know what, I was here, this guy stood for me. When I was here, he was there with me. When I was low, he was there with me. That's when you can actually say, yes, that friendship has stood the test of time.
Okay, so Uju, what's your take on friendship?
Kind of expatiate on what Sheyi just said. He talked about friendship, being important, and we need friendship for support and emotional connection and all of that. Okay. But I would like to emphasize that that's good friendship. It's not, some friendship can actually be very stressful. I agree that, friendship in the society, we need friends, for even our mental health, personal growth, self-confidence, have fun in life. You do that with friends. You want to travel and all of that. But then I would like to emphasize that that's when you have good friends. And speaking on, adversity, when you're going through things in life, because life throws so many things at us sometimes, and there are some friends that are there are some that are not there. What I would like to emphasize in all of this, it's having good friends. And having good friends, it has to do with, for me, I always tell people that you have to be intentional about the kind of friends that you make. Don't just gather people and say, oh, because this person was here when I was going through this or that. It takes two to tango. So you need to, make sure that whoever it is you're friends with is also on the same page with you. There's mutual understanding, there's trust, there's affection, and the person is ready to go all out for you, just as you, whatever it is reciprocal between both of them. Because when there are expectations and the other person is not meeting it, that's when friendship breaks down, and you see people saying, oh, I don't do friendship, I don't like friends, and all of that. So it's for us to be intentional about people that, will say that are our friends, to avoid disappointments and make sure you share the same values, you share the same outlook in life. You, basically, both of you on the same page. You need to make sure that this person is all out for me, just like he has got my back or she has got my back, just like I've got the person's back. I think that's where friendship breaks down, when, the expectations are not being met, and you have to be intentional to make sure that this person is my person.
Okay. So Uju, yeah. I'm going to ask you this question, because I know with women, friendship can be really difficult. Personally, I kind of get along with guys more, So, Uju, how has it been for you dealing with females as friends? Or women as friends?
Yes, I get that a lot from people. I have friends that will say, oh, I don't do friendship. And I think it's also, with us categorizing our friendship, like, is this person a close friend? Is it just an acquaintance? Because we tend to just get in over our heads, and we call people that actually are acquaintances, we call them our friends. So for women, I think it's because I don't want to sound derogatory,
sound it is fine.
I think women just come with drama. That's the way to put it. Women, we have a lot of drama.
I totally agree with you.
Women tend to gossip, they tend envy and all of that.
Okay.
So I think that's why, just like you rightly pointed out, most women will be like, oh, I'm more comfortable having guys, because guys, they don't get issues. They're like, guys are very easygoing. They're, whatever it is, they're just good to go. But women,
I don't agree. Uju, I don't agree with you. Sheyi, men can gossip for Africa. Sheyi, can men not gossip for Africa?
Do we call men?
Well, that's not stereotyping, but most men are chill. Most men are chill when it comes to friendship. They don't do all that drama that women do.
Oh yeah, so I think that when it comes to gossip, men gossip more than the women. The only thing is they don't have drama. That's what I think. Men gossip. Sheyi, you gossip, I know. So men gossip a lot, but they're not like women. Women bring their own gossip with drama and unnecessary stress. But the men will just gossip and forget about it. They're not discussing it the next day. That's what I think they do.
Yeah.
So Sheyi,
I quite agree with you. I think men have we chit chat. I won't say men gossip, because gossip, I think, is a word that is synonymous with women.
Okay.
So I won't say
exactly.
I won't say men gossip.
Men don't do it maliciously. There's no malicious thing.
There's no malicious thing behind. Yes, I agree with you.
We just share gist. We
over some bottles.
Yeah, we trade gist, and we just share experiences, more like it. And and I think once we table that, we don't necessarily go back to, I think what the difference between men and women is the fact that women tend to hold things more than men. Men discuss it, and once we're done with it, we let it go, and that's it. Like, everybody has moved on. But women tend to hold things more to their chest. They're very personal.
More emotional.
Yeah, more emotional. So that's the emotional aspect of women. It tends to come out a lot, and it's everything. You can't detach women from their emotions.
But are guys jealous?
Yes, but we are more controlled.
Okay.
With it, and that's not for everybody. That's not me saying putting a carpet over everybody and saying everybody. But I think men are jealous, but are more controlled with their jealousy. And I think men are more competitive, more than jealous. You know, your friend is doing well, you want to do well as well.
So instead of keeping that grudge, you're coming out to say, I beg guy, how far?
Yeah.
What do you they run?
Yeah,
you know, something like me, I go run my own, or show me, you know, things like that.
Instead of sitting down and just acting on that and be jealous and you want to be better.
Okay.
Do you understand? It could be healthy and it could also be unhealthy. It depends on how the individual approaches it.
Okay.
So that's it for me. But men do talk.
Okay.
We talk a lot.
Okay.
But don't let's say we gossip.
Healthy kind of relationship.
Yes.
Healthy kind of gossip.
Healthy kind of talk. But we don't gossip.
Okay. Okay, so how would you say that friendship affects relationship like marriage?
I would for marriage, most people they'll like to say, "Oh, quote unquote, I married my best friend," and I've also had conversations where people are, you know, they will question you like you're married and you're keeping a male friend.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I think it's great if your spouse is your best friend, but we don't always get that because, I don't know, life happens and you find out that, you know, someone you intend to spend the rest of your life with is not your friend. So in terms of maybe you're married and you have a male best friend and all of that, well, I think it depends on your spouse if is comfortable with it.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if this is answering your question. You can please let me know if I'm digressing.
So what I was
from what you
asking
asked.
is, so what I actually want to know is, friendship in marriages, does it make the marriage better? So if your wife is your friend, not just your wife, how does that help your relationship? How does that help your marriage?
Oh, definitely. Because if your spouse is your friend, I think like you've surmounted like 70% of your problem in marriage. Okay. Because if a friend is someone that, you know, you're emphatic towards, you're kind, there's so many things that you would do to somebody that you would do to your spouse that you wouldn't want to do because the person is your spouse. And then I think, you know, better communication and forgiveness. It's easy to forgive when your spouse is your friend. And communication basically, because if someone is your friend, then it's so easy to discuss like a number of topics with the person. So yeah, definitely, if your spouse is your friend, makes for a better marriage. I agree.
So is it right for me to say that if you're in a marriage and you're friends with your husband, then you can tell your husband everything, no secrets?
Sometimes they say don't say anything to her. So don't say everything to avoid finish. But
friends not they see each other finish now, so that is not even an option.
I've actually seen husbands and wives that like they tell each other everything. Like even when the guy cheats, he will tell his wife, "Okay, I did this."
And what happens after that?
I've seen.
Okay, so what happens after that?
That's what I was talking about, forgiveness, and moves on.
Oh, really? And they have
it's
a very
easy to forgive when your spouse is your friend.
Okay.
Sorry.
So for cheating, Sheyi, please, I want to come to you with that.
Okay.
For cheating, you're cheating on your best friend, and you're comfortable with that. You're cheating on your wife is your best friend, and you're cheating on her, and you tell her about it, and then you do it again.
I think there's something wrong, fundamentally wrong with that.
You don't think they're friends?
They can be friends, but I think friendship also comes with respect. I can be friends with you, and I don't respect you, and I do something to you, and you say, "Sheyi, please don't do it again," and I come back, I do it again to you. Eventually, it might not start off like that, but eventually it will get to a point where there will be a breakdown.
No, but
because you have to. Because I don't think that can be friendship, but you don't respect. It's not a healthy friendship. And for friendship that does not have respect, eventually, you might say, we are friends, my guy, it goes. Eventually, to get to a point where you break down. Because respect is not there.
No. So, would you please? So, the guy cheats, and because they are friends, he would tell the wife, and the wife would forgive. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
And they have a very good marriage.
What do you mean by good marriage?
Well, I understand what Shay is saying. Like when if it's something that is a habit and you keep doing it, of course you don't expect your spouse to keep forgiving. But if it's once and you did something and you're able to, because when things you keep hiding stuff, it also causes breakdown. Like you're not open to your spouse. You can't tell, I traveled and this is what happened. And you guys will talk about it and maybe even find out why it happened. And from there on, what are we going to do so that this doesn't happen again? That's communication. That's building trust in the relationship. But if something happens, maybe there's something you're lacking at home and you go out and you see it and you're not even able to communicate with your spouse because she's not your friend, she won't understand. Be like, this woman, she won't even understand if I tell her now, But if your wife is your friend and you go out and you do that and be like, because maybe you're feeling remorseful and you want to come. I just feel someone is your friend. It comes with understanding. It comes with trust. It comes with respect. Your wife will understand that, he didn't do this because he hates me or because he wants to disrespect me. This is something that happened and he feels bad about it. And he respects me enough and he respects what we have. And our marriage is important to him. That's why he's trying to communicate with me. This happened and I don't want it to happen again. How do we move forward from here?
Okay.
So that's what I mean. I don't mean that you keep cheating on her and expect that she'll keep forgiving you.
So I love her angle and her perspective of where she's coming from. But Shay, is that something you would do?
Which is what exactly?
Cheat and tell.
Yeah, why? I mean, if it was a mistake, it's you make honest mistakes, and that's the truth. And that's the thing about friendship. Omo, I fuck up. This happened. You are remorseful about it. It's just like every other friendship. If I offend my friend, right, I'm not just going to invalidate their feelings. I'm not just going to walk out on their feelings. Do you understand? Yeah, and brush it off. I'll meet you
halfway.
I messed up. Amen. And I'm so sorry. And you can, if you're friends with somebody, you can honestly tell when somebody messed up.
Okay.
And when they are sincere about their apologies and when they are sincere about asking for forgiveness. And you can, if you're truly friends with that person, you can say, yes, I know this is not this person.
Okay.
This person made an error. Yes. Mm-hmm. And it makes it easy, like she said, like Uju said, it makes it easy for you to overlook and say, you know what, it happens. Okay. Let's move on from it.
Okay.
And that applies to every friendship, not just marriage, even interpersonal friends. There are friends that, they will do things to you and they'll be like, I better go sit down, only you they go first do, and that thing hurts more than when somebody actually says, man, even if they don't know, I just say, man, you get one thing where I see you, or you get one thing where I do you, and and I just say, make I tell you, say, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what I should have done, this is what I didn't do, and I let it go, and this thing hurt you, even though you didn't know it was coming from me, but this is me coming out to meet you and telling you that, man, I fucked up. Let's move on from this, and let's mend it. I think that solidifies friendship than for you to invalidate people's feelings and just think that, you know what, I've done it, even the person doesn't know, let's just patch it and move forward. And the person respects you more for coming to the table to say, I did this wrong.
Exactly.
Let's move on from it.
Okay, so let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Heartlines will be right back.
Life is made up of moments, some that lift us, others that break us. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we explore the beauty, the heartbreaks, and the incredible strength that every relationship brings into our lives. Friendship, marriages, partnerships, and everything in between.
Yes, say yes.
All the connections that shapes who we are today. Every week, we dive into the stories that define us. Stories of love, loss, heartbreaks, and healing. Real life stories from real people, just like you and I. Heartlines is where emotions meet understanding, and where we learn that we're never truly alone. Join me Mondays through Fridays at 9:30 p.m. for Heartlines, where we connect with every heart, one story at a time.
Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
Welcome back. We're still discussing friendship and how to build long-lasting relationships. I'm still with Sheyi and Uju. So we're saying, remember to follow us on all our social media handles. Upgrade TV on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, in fact, all our platforms, please. Remember to follow us, and if you feel there's anybody who needs to watch this, please share our links with them so that they can come up, watch this, and feel free to share their stories with us. Our numbers are on the screen. You could call us on any of our numbers. You could send WhatsApp messages. You could send emails at our email address is counsel@vodaconsult.com. You could share your stories. You could be anonymous. You could you could just send us anything, any story you want to send to us via our email platform, our emails, our WhatsApp numbers, or you can call, and also you can be anonymous. So please share our links, call in, join the conversations so that it will be more interesting, please. Thank you. So Sheyi, back to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that with friendships, there's a thin line. You could be friends with someone. In fact, you could be friends with someone for 20 years or 15 years, someone you've known from maybe primary school or secondary school, and you guys just drift apart. Like, you're wondering what's happening. You don't want to identify that is maybe jealousy. You just find out that, you know what, you guys are just quarreling over stupid things. What do you think is the cause of that?
First and foremost, friendship is hard work. And it has to be mutual.
Okay.
People think friendship is just like a walk in the park where you meet up, drinks, but it's hard work. It goes beyond all that.
Okay.
It goes to being there. You make conscious effort, even when life is lifing you. You still make conscious effort to reach out to this person. This person also makes conscious effort to reach out to you. It is not a one-way road, it's a two-way thing. And communication is extremely key in friendship. And we know life comes at you fast sometimes. We all just get all worked up with life. Things come at you. Everybody's dealing through stuff that you probably don't know about. But that's where communication comes in. If I think you're my friend, and I think we share something, I think communication comes easy as well. To say, guy, how far? waiting there happen. I never see you in 2 weeks, or I never hear from you in 3 weeks. What's up? Are you okay? Are you good? I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be the long, lengthy conversations of this happened, this happened, this happened, but just the fact that you're able to check up and you are able to, the person is constantly in your mind, consciously or unconsciously.
Okay.
You know?
So, my kind of friendship is funny because I don't like stress. And I think that we're all occupied with so many things that I don't have to call you every day.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to check up on you every now and then. But what I call friendship is, for every time we meet up, we pick up from where we stopped or where we left it. That's true friendship for me.
Yeah.
I have friends that I've had for 30 years. And trust me, we don't speak every day. But the day we speak, nobody is saying, you're not coming since, so it's very unhealthy. I don't want to be in that space. I don't want to be in that space. I don't know how to do this best friend thing. Do you understand? So I'm asking, how do you handle people? How do you identify? So Uju said something. Uju was like, know your acquaintances and know who your real friends are. So I think that's a personal thing. It's a personal thing in the sense that everybody knows what they want from friendship. So you deal with it how you want to deal with it. If you are the friend that likes attention, then you want somebody calling you every day.
Exactly.
But if I don't need, I like to be in my space. So how do you deal with all that and still keep a very good bond with your friends?
But you realize one thing. That person, the friendship didn't start one day.
Okay.
Do you understand? You guys did not get to that level once. You didn't just become friends that anywhere you see, or you just anywhere, like if I travel to I've not seen you for 15 years, and after 15 years we picked up from there. It didn't happen in one day.
I won't agree with you. You know why? I personally have met people that we just connected. We think alike. You understand? So it's easy for us to work. It's easy for us to do things. And I've had friends from like 30 years. Every time I see you, you get me upset. But I tolerate you because you have been my friend for forever. And I have friends that I met you 2 years ago. I feel very comfortable with you. I'm calling you. I'm running things with you. And I just feel like I've known you for like forever.
But it's mutual.
So, but you're saying you can't feel like that with somebody you just met.
It's mutual.
In the sense
because you can't keep doing that. Now, what I'm saying is, I don't feel that kind of friendship is sustainable. Because imagine, no. Let's be honest here, right? That person that you say you vibe with, it's not like I vibe with you 1 year. There's still a channel of communication. Do you understand what I'm saying? You guys still talk.
Yeah. So I would talk to her more than my friend I've had for 30 years.
Because you're comfortable. Because you still talk.
No, you don't get what I'm saying. I'm saying that you're saying that I can't be comfortable with someone I just met. I can't build the same relationship with someone I just met today.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay,
you
so
can definitely build that. But what I'm saying is that communication line is constantly open. It's not, you won't get to that level by just having acquaintances, by just, we just met. And after we said, hey, that's the end. The next time I'm seeing you, like 5 years down the line.
No, that's not the kind of friendship.
Exactly.
That's not what I'm speaking
you
about.
Definitely were communicating, whether it's little communication, whether you don't have to be sharing all your life histories and everything, but there definitely was communication.
Oh, no, I agree with
between.
you. No,
yes.
I'm sorry, I agree with you on
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
Oh, I agree with you on that. So, Uju, I'm going to ask you, have you had any personal experience with a friendship that really tore you, like made you feel so bad? A friendship that you lost and you still want it, this kind of friendship that would just break you and you're asking, what happened? Have you experienced any of that?
Okay, so I'll digress a little to the discussion she was having. So for me, I don't believe that friendship should be hard work. I don't believe that friendship should be tolerated, because when you're tolerating somebody, then like life is already hard enough. That why would someone that is supposed to be like your safe space, someone you're supposed to confide in, someone that is supposed to make you happy, why would you be working hard to sustain that relationship? You know, like you said, yeah, I agree with you, Franca, when you said, oh, that there are people that you don't talk to 2 months, 3 months, and then when you guys connect, it's like, you know, you just, you know, the discussion just flows and nobody's asking, oh, you didn't call me and all of that. So yeah, for me, friendship should be low maintenance, very, very low maintenance. I don't want to, like, we go through so much in life that your friends should be like, oh, okay, your safe haven. Like, this is where I'll just go and leave all my problems and my burdens, and you know, you guys talk about it and try to deal with whatever it is you're going through life. And you know, that's why I said you need to find people that share the same values with you, people that are alike, people that are like you know. Like me, I call them my tribe, people that are like my tribe. And you also find out that, yeah, Franca, you said something that, you know, secondary school friends, they say that they are, you know, lifelong friends and all of that. So for me, my 2 best friends are actually my secondary school friends. And they've remained my best friends because we share the same values, we share the same perspective in life, we like similar things and all of that. And you also find out that, you know, when you go through life, you evolve, you outgrow people, you outgrow friendship and all of that. But there are still some people, there are still some friendships that they've also evolved with you and you guys are still alike even after so many years. And that kind of friendship, it doesn't require maintenance or, you know, checking up on each other and all of that. So for me, I think I said this earlier, when I see people write some put up memes and they write things on their DP and all of that, oh, I don't do friendship and all of that. Honestly, I've been very fortunate through life. I've had very good friends, and I can't really say I've had any bad experience. Honestly, when I say this, people will be like, oh, she's just lying, you know, she's bluffing. It's not possible. But I've really not had any bad friendship experience, or so to say.
Okay.
I've always been very intentional. I've always been very, even right now, I'm in Canada. Most of my friends are back home in Nigeria. People say, oh, you know, you'll be lonely. I said, no, at this point in my life, I'm going to be very strategic with my friendship, with people I call my friends. I'm not just going to pick anybody and say, oh, because I'm lonely in Canada, I want to have friends. Okay. So I've always been very intentional and strategic. Maybe sometimes I even tell myself, oh, am I being selfish? Why is it that I only go to people that I feel, okay, these ones are my people? Is the symbiotic relationship they give me, I give them. Okay. Like, I need to have value in the friendship. I don't want a friendship that is stressing me.
So for you,
I've really not had any.
So for you,
bad relationship, but there are people. Sorry. Let me just finish. But there are people that I've considered friends, and they've hurt me. Like we've had conflicts, we have squabbles, and I've tried to have civil conversations, like communicate with them to say, oh, I don't like what happened and all of that. And like we said earlier on, like if someone keeps on doing the same thing, you can't just keep forgiving. For me, I'm like, okay, I think this is it. I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to block you or stop talking to you and all of that, but I'm going to become cold and I'm going to drift away from you.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I don't want any friendship that stresses me. I just leave. So yeah.
So for you, it's basically you're giving back the energy you get.
Exactly. Okay. Reciprocate the energy. Yeah.
Okay, so someone sent a letter to us, and I'll read it. It says, "Dear Franca, I hope you're well. I saw your show launch, and the show today on friendship couldn't be more timely for me. Recently, I went through a painful experience with people I thought were true friends, only to realize they felt threatened by my achievements. This betrayal has left me hesitant to open up and trust again. As someone who I believe celebrates the beauty of friendship, I did love to hear your advice and that of your guest on how to move forward with the how to move past this and open up myself to new connections without carrying preconceived doubts. Any guidance you could share would mean a lot. Thank you for this. Please, I want to remain anonymous. Sheyi, what's your take?
Well, I don't think he or she should be too hard on themselves, because the truth is 20 friends cannot be friends. Sometimes 20 friends can't be friends for 20 years, which means at some point you outgrow some kind of friendship, and it's okay. It is very okay. Don't put yourself under any kind of pressure that this friendship did not work, let's move out or whatever. It is okay to outgrow friendship, because at some level in life, some people will not be able to relate to where you are in life, and that's the truth. And also,
absolutely,
people grow.
Thank you.
People grow. People outgrow friendship. People, what you considered shared goals, shared dreams, shared objectives at some point.
As you grow, it changes.
Exactly. You have families. Everything begins to change. And there's no point putting yourself and forcing yourself
to be in that relationship because you want to keep a relationship.
Believe that you've been there for years.
No.
Just let it go. So that person, first of all, should not be too hard on themselves. Friendship would come and go. But they should also open themselves up, because you would meet people. And sometimes the quality of friendship is not in the number of years. Sometimes it's never in the number of years that you spend together knowing each other. You could, like you said, you could meet somebody and you connect.
I agree.
But if you owe that to your
heart to say that, because I have
not known this person, even the person I knew from secondary school did this to me.
So why can't this person? Okay.
You are just shutting yourself to doors of things that could really be wonderful. Because there are some people that you meet that, literally change your life.
Thank you.
Change your perception about friendship. I've met people, and I continue to meet people every day, that, by the time you meet this person, you discover that this person is actually even better than the person that you were friends with for years, because you've drifted apart. This person has gone their own way, you've gone your own way. You are now, the person you are now connects more with this person you just met.
Yes, so because, please, if you're listening to us, please, Uju, I'm going to come back to you, please. So if you're listening to us, I don't think there's any friendship that is by force.
No friendship should be by force.
And then if you have a set of friends that are envious of you and are doing all this, then you shouldn't be in that circle. So if you get hurt, it's a good thing you have learned from that. Please move on. You would always make new friends. So I'm of the opinion that I always say.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
As you grow older, making friends becomes more difficult.
Yes, because your stakes are higher. You can't just be my friend.
Because it is more difficult. Getting yourself to do the things. I look at my son, for example. He goes to school. And almost every week he has new
friends,
I'm like,
they're innocent, you never see life.
But as you grow older, the things you are open to becomes
values.
Yeah, your values become very limited.
Your values are,
you begin to see things that you see life differently. You see, it is more about value proposition.
Yes, value. That's
value
what it
proposition.
Is. Give and take.
Whether we call it friendship or not, there's a value every friendship brings.
Should give, exactly.
It is not just.
If it's not giving value, please. I'm not in that WhatsApp group.
You're either giving emotional value, you are either giving all of the above, even financial value. I know that if you get to places,
yes, yeah,
right? If you get to places of opportunity,
you would
you
call
speak
you
about
speak
me.
about me. I agree with you.
That is a friendship.
That's friendship. So, Uju, your advice to our anonymous person, the anonymous person, not a caller, who sent the text. What's your advice?
Okay. I will just add to what Sheyi said. I saw a meme that says, if you like be gathering mad people as friends, never know that the friends you have now are the connections your children will have in future. So yeah, just to add that. Okay, so I think Sheyi has basically said it all. For me, that's why I said, people evolve, friendships evolve, you are good people. So like if you're in a space where maybe education wise, you're getting master's degree, you're getting your PhD and all of that, and then your friends over the years, that you've had over the years, they're being envious of you. Honestly, you have no business being with those people, because the more you grow, the more you meet people whose values and whose outlook in life aligns with where you're going to. In fact, one of my friends said, I have no business with people that are not in tune to where I'm going. Like, exactly. You have your vision, you know where you're going. And if people are like distractions trying to drag you back, you leave them behind, though. And, just face forward. So for me, I would say, I know it hurts. Like, these are people you call your friends and all of that. And then all of a sudden they're like, it's like a betrayal. But you just need to like focus ahead and move on and meet people that their goals align with yours. And honestly, when you meet people that share the same values and the same goals, the same perspective, it's so easy. Friendship is so easy. Friendship shouldn't be hard at all.
At all.
It's easy.
At all.
Yeah.
Shay, you wanted to say something?
You have to be discerning about people you call your friends.
Yes.
I can't just pick up anybody and say, this person is my friend, because I feel that's also a representation of me. Like, whatever it is that you're doing, like, that's the juice friend, though. So I'm friends with people that when people look at them and they call them my friends, I'm proud to say, okay, this is my friend. So where you are in life, you can't just be picking up anybody and say, friendship. Okay. You have to pick people that are aligned with your goals and, your vision and, all of that. So, if you've outgrown your friends, I'll tell the caller to make new friends.
Yeah, so have new friends.
There's so many people.
Okay.
Something to add to that. Now, you should also be guarded. This is not to say that you should be open to every friendship, but as much as you are guarded, try to find a balance. Be open in such a way that you get to know people. Process of knowing people means interaction.
Yeah, I agree.
And from interaction, communication, you can easily tell that, this person's ways are not going to be my ways. We are not going to gel. We can pick up these things. That's the truth. We can pick up, in as much as you might close your eyes to it in the first time and just say, but you can pick up these things. You can know that, on the long run, as you grow older, friendship is more intentional. It is more of the fact that I know what I want, and if I don't see what I want, then there's no point in being friends. So I believe also that the person who sent the message is going to meet people. Be open to it.
Be open.
But I also know what you want.
For me, I think people should really set high standards for friendship. That's what I think. Set high standards for friendship, because if I make it cheap for you to reach, if it's cheap for you to get to me, then you won't value what I'm giving to you.
And honestly, right, it's not in the number of friends, it's in the quality.
Quality, brother. Preach on.
Quality.
Yes, preach on.
Quality. Exactly. You can have 3 friends that will hold you tight. Like, nothing happen. Anywhere.
We're there with you.
We dey go war together.
Exactly.
If anything cast,
I'll take a bullet for you.
We are going.
Exactly.
That is more solid than having 10 friends that you can't tell who is who.
Exactly.
Or 10 friends that are envious of you.
Sorry, I just remembered something. There's something I always tell my kids. I'll say, don't allow people choose you. choose them, choose who you want, because sometimes you just get carried away, maybe because of how you look, or maybe you have money or something. People always want to be around you, and you just get carried away with all of that. So I tell my children, I'll be like, don't allow people choose you, be the one to choose. Don't get carried away because people want to be close to you, and then you just get into all sorts of trouble. Be strategic and pick your friends. So yeah,
true, makes sense. So thank you, everyone. Sheyi,
before we go, right? I think you should also know that friendship, it's a two-way thing. Be very wary of people
who also only want to collect,
come to you because of what they can get from you. They can stay for years.
Yeah, because they endure anything. I get you. So we've had an amazing conversation today, and Sheyi, you're my guy.
Thank you.
Uju, in fact, the way I'll be calling you my friend now, if you see me and I call you my friend, please agree to be my friend. So we've had a really amazing conversation, and please, if you know there's anyone who you feel has a story to tell, someone who you feel is going through something and needs to speak to someone, please reach out. We're here to listen to what you have to say. Our lines are there, are on our screen. We can send us an email at counsel@voda.consult.com, and you could actually call here to say your story. We will listen to you. Our stories are not what's the word? Our stories are not scripted. Our stories are real. So you can actually call in, send your messages as anonymous, and we would attend to you. We would be real with you. We will tell you exactly what we think, and we're not judgmental here. You could tell us anything. We're not going to say, No, we won't do all of that. So thank you, Sheyi, and thank you, Uju, for joining us. Please, our people, remember to follow us across all our social media handles. Upgrade TV on Instagram, YouTube. Where are we again? LinkedIn. Where were they again? We did plenty places. Sheyi, are you following us?
I think
go and subscribe now. Oh yeah. Now. Set an example for my viewers.
Followed.
Press click. Please follow Sheyi. Sheyi is clicking. So please, everybody click. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Power belongs to the people. The old politicians that you see occupying office are merely occupants of those offices to the extent that the population allows them to do that. But we must remember that the history of the world is like the history of the pendulum. Things swing from time to time, whether you look at civilizations in Europe or America or Asia or Africa. There was a time when Europe had these young kings who were absolute, and then they grew old in office, and the Europeans rose against them. You remember the revolutions, the glorious bourgeois revolution. You remember the French Revolution. You remember the Bolshevik Revolution, which ushered in new people. And we remember some of the activities of the younger people, the activities of individuals in Europe, for example, the Young Turks in the 1900s. You remember the student riots in France. So the history has demonstrated that young people normally seek power and obtain it. Whether they retain it is another debate. When you come to the continent of Africa, the entire struggle for independence was led by young people in their 30s and in their 20s. Then, of course, some of them did not want to leave office and remained in office and created this culture of octogenarians who don't want to remain to leave office and spend most of their time indoctrinating young people and animating them through corruption and ethnicity. In Latin America, we saw the rise of young people. When you talk about people like Ernesto Che Guevara, you talk about Simón Bolívar, and you go to the Caribbean, you talk about people like Fidel Castro. When Fidel Castro became the leader of Cuba, he was a young man. And in the United States of America, you saw the rise of people like John Fitzgerald Kennedy in the 1960s in political power. And even in the civil rights movement, people like Malcolm X, people like Martin Luther King Jr., Ralph Abernathy, and all these, they were young people. So it would be simplistic to say that power is with old people. Right now, as I speak to you, you go to the Scandinavian countries and look at the average age of those in leadership is in 30s. And that is also true across most of Europe, except for a sprinkling of octogenarians. Asia, of course, has slightly older leaders. Africa is the home of individuals, most of whom have simply refused to get out of office. And that is a tragedy. And that is because they have succeeded in persuading our young people to be preoccupied with things that are not useful. So they bribe them. They tell them about ethnicity. They tell them about religion. And because they have used the offices to acquire wealth, they entice these young people and they remain in office and abuse office. But the answer is, once the youth wake up, then the youth will begin to occupy public office. But we must warn ourselves, youth and of itself is not a qualification. We just don't want youth for youth's sake. We want young people who are patriotic, young people who are visionary, young people who are dedicated, young people who are honest. In the words of Kwame Nkrumah, we want young people in whom truth and justice reposes. In the words of Mwalimu Kambarage Nyerere, young people in whom we can have faith, young people who believe in their countries, young people who believe in humanity. And if we have such young people, we must then also educate the electorate, particularly in the continent of Africa. The electorate in Africa has been intoxicated with two things, perhaps three: ethnicity, religion, and corruption. Until the day we exorcise those three ghosts, we can go to elections every 5-year cycle and we'll keep on getting the wrong men and women in public office. Is it not said that by their fruits we shall judge them? They may say they are good, but their fruits are bitter. You know, old order does not die easily. But if you looked and talked to very many young people in that part of the world, the British, there are a lot of people who are anti-monarchy. And they think that the United Kingdom should move away from that direction, because the monarchy puts into place individuals whose only claim to fame is history and family. Of course, it serves them well. I'm not one who is just about to condemn their society, if that is what their society thinks is good. And you must also remember that the European monarchies have known revolution. There was a time when there were absolute monarchs across Europe. And they were removed from Sweden to what was then Russia, with the death of the Romanovs in Greece and in all these other places. So the absolute monarchs died, and we now have constitutional monarchs who are merely symbols of national unity. That is a compromise. But the United Kingdom that you are talking about, you remember that there was Oliver Cromwell who tried to overthrow the monarchy and to eliminate it completely during what was then called the Glorious Revolution. But those are things that will continue to happen. And if a people choose that that is the way they want to govern themselves and it serves them well, then you cannot begrudge them. But the truth is, many people see those monarchies as historical curiosities, and that is the value that they have. And they are latter-day celebrities. No, not at all. I'm one who does not believe that you must not have a relationship with people who are old. Old is useful. People who have had experience are useful. You learn from their mistakes. That is what experience is all about, that we have made mistakes, and therefore, because I'm older, I want you to avoid those mistakes. But you must, as an individual, if you're in a position of leadership, be mentally agile to know when you are being misled. Because the president of Ukraine, in my view, was an actor, and he acted as a president. And many times when I listen to him, he still thinks he's acting, which is tragic, because he's now acting, but real people are dying. Real people are dying. Ukraine has become a theater, in my view, where NATO is testing its weapons and immunizing him from listening to people who would guide him to stop that war. If we stopped listening to NATO and the Joe Bidens of this world, let me tell you, that war would end in a month. But they're encouraging. They are telling him, go on, we are going to supply you with F-16s and drones and all these things. So it is incumbent upon any person in a position of leadership to determine what kind of advice you receive and what kind of advice you implement. And if you are not careful, remember, there is no free lunch. These people are telling you to do the things that they want you to do because at the end, they are looking for a particular result. So one must be very careful. You must always surround yourself with men and women who mean well for you and the country. And it is Lenin, after the Bolshevik Revolution, who used to say that you must listen very carefully to your enemies, because sometimes they tell you the truth that you do not want to hear but need to hear. Sometimes you are surrounded by a coterie of people who pretend to be your friends, but they are not. They are friends of the office that you hold and the things and the doors that you can open for them. That requires discernment. That requires detachment. That requires focus. That requires selflessness. That requires intellectual firepower and spiritual contentment. Easier said than done. You know, power, it is said, corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. But I remember the great Tanzanian president Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere used to say that when you are called upon to serve, remember that you are not necessarily the best, but you've been given the honor and privilege of serving. That is why we call you honorable. That is why sometimes we even call you excellency, not because you are excellent yourself, but we expect you to do excellent things. If you surround yourself with the wrong people who will continue to worship you, very soon you get used to being worshipped, then you become a demigod and you become hostile to truth and you become attracted to flattery. The strength of character is very important, and power does not change people. Power reveals who you truly are or truly are. I've interacted with individuals, even across this continent, men and women who mean well, and they serve well. I was telling a friend of mine who is a senior politician in Kenya, that one of the greatest hallmarks of a servant leader is that when he or she receives a letter from a citizen, he or she acknowledges the letter. And I've dealt with many African heads of state, and to their credit, quite a number of them, they will cause the letter to be acknowledged. In Kenya, which is my country, you write to leaders, they never respond. Never. Because there is arrogance, which is tragic. So what must one do when one gets into public office? Humility must never abandon you. I've had the opportunity myself of serving in public spaces in this country on 3 different occasions. And in my view, have never changed. I've always realized that power is temporal and that you only do your bit and leave. As William Shakespeare once said, all the world is but a stage. We have our comings and goings. If you remember that, you'll remember to always have humility as your shadow. Most African politicians, I'm very reluctant to use the word leaders when I make reference to most African politicians. They occupy positions of leadership, but they are not leaders, most of them. First of all, the intention with which they enter into leadership is the problem. They seek office because they love power and privilege and opportunity that it provides to them. They want to become wealthy. And the easiest and shortest avenue to wealth in Africa today is public office. With the minimum effort, you become a multi-millionaire. They go there in order to be worshipped. And they go there not to do the right thing. And once they have been in office, they do so many wrong things that it becomes dangerous for them to leave office. So their continued occupation of office is also to ensure that they enjoy immunity that comes with office. But when you are a good leader who does the right thing, you do not fear to leave office because nothing has changed. And I've seen leaders of that ilk in this part of the continent. And there are quite a number of sprinkling of leaders who have left office and are doing great things. Joaquim Chissano in Mozambique. Ifikepunye Pohamba in Botswana. People like my good friend Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete, Ali Hassan Mwinyi in Tanzania, Benjamin William Mkapa, Joaquim Chissano, as I've said, of Mozambique. These are people who have left office and nothing is happening to them because they are men and women of integrity. John Mahama of Ghana. There are quite a number of them now across the continent who do not fear being out of office, and they are doing great things once they leave office. But there are others who will never leave office, because the day they leave office, holding all factors constant, they ought to be arrested, because they are thieves and murderers. These are the highest crimes known to man. How can they leave office? And we know them. Positive civic awareness and consciousness. If you look at the Kenyan politics today, and I've been around, I've seen these politicians move from one political party to the other. I've seen them work together. I've seen them oppose each other. I've seen them contradict themselves, say one thing with one side of the mouth and deny it with the other side of the mouth. And as long as they are capable of manipulating the population along ethnic lines, they will always succeed. So how do you solve it? By civic awareness. Is it easy? It is not easy, because these individuals have now amassed so much money in an environment where there is great poverty, so that any man or woman with ideas is not attractive to the electorate. The person who is attractive to the electorate is the man or woman who has a lot of money. That is why essentially countries in Africa, including Kenya, there is a lot of kleptocrats, people who are thieves. I dare say that in the Republic of Kenya, as in most African countries, 99% of the politicians cannot account for more than 1/3 of their wealth. And I can tell you this as a fact I know, and if I look at them, all of them, they will not contradict me because they know I know. And therefore, if we are going to change this country, voices of reason, voices of goodwill must become louder and louder. Is it going to be easy to change? It is not, because there's going to be a fight back. When somebody has now gotten into public office and is enjoying the highest quality of life because of public office, will they leave it? You now have politicians who are essentially part-timers, but they enjoy pension. They enjoy free cars. They enjoy mortgages. But they continue, if they are lawyers, they continue to practice law. If they are doctors, they continue. If they are architects, they continue. If they are businessmen, they continue. So that what does the political office give them? Access. Is it not contradictory that in most of Africa, including Kenya, the richest individuals are politicians? The biggest industry is politics today. If you want to get rich quickly, abandon all these other things. Go into politics. That is why it is a cutthroat competition in which throats are actually cut, literally cut. Arise, young people. Determine what it is that you want to ensure that you create countries where there is justice, peace, economic development, and opportunities, and use the power of the vote to elect good men and women, and use means which will ensure that there is sustained growth. What we saw during the Arab Spring was a useful thing, but the youth then abandoned it so that it was hijacked by these political mandarins. The lesson to be learned from there is that before you engage in a revolution of any kind, you must always have a shadow cabinet, a shadow government. You must know who is going to occupy what, because if you don't, these mandarins who have been in government for too long, they know how to capture it. And you saw throughout the Arab world, whether it was in Tunisia or Egypt, it is the old ones who ended up being in positions of political leadership. Once the young people have done the heavy lifting, then they told them, you have no experience. When you want to serve people with a heart of gold, experience is honesty. In fact, the experience that they talk about is the experience that Africa does not want. But we must wake up. Young Africans must ensure that they are not divided along religion, they are not divided along ethnicity, and they must tell these thieves, we don't want your money. It is our money anyway. The day they do that and organize themselves, let me tell you, the youth have the vote. All these octogenarians who don't mean well for the country will be run out of office. But the young people must always remember that the old people also have a role to play. But they must ask which old people. Within the ranks of the old or older people, they are good people. Within the ranks of the younger people, they are also terrible individuals. So it is a mix of ensuring that you have the right people. As they say in Igbo proverb, Igbo of Nigeria, when mother cow is chewing, baby cow watches. And it is that way that baby cow learns. Remember, I'm using the word baby rather than calf deliberately.